You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense. Keep going. More. No, stop!
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Red Raider Coaches Show. My name is Brent Johnston along with head coach Mark Wilson. Coach, you doing okay today?
Doing good, doing great.
It was a nice cool morning.
Oh, nice. Good weather.
Put a little kick in your step.
That's right.
You know, hunting weather is what it feels like. I don't hunt much anymore, but I look forward to those cool fall mornings. And looks like we're headed for some of those. I think it's going to warm up a little bit during the day today, but it definitely felt good this morning.
That's right.
Again, welcome to this week's show. Last week, we actually recorded a show, but we didn't post it because we didn't want to confuse anybody with the new times and dates and all of the changes we had to make because of the weather days that we were forced to take due to the potential of Hurricane Ian. So this week, I want to start off by mentioning the meals from the previous week, and we'll catch up to those this past week that happened on Saturday. But I definitely want to mention the ones from a couple weeks ago. It's always DLE and Sons. We thank them for their donation of the meat. Taylor Egg Farms, and you can guess what they're donating. Then Bacon County Hospital System was the major sponsor for last week's breakfast. That's a really, might be the best meal of the day for those young men. Yeah. We're again reminding you we're busing them over to the First Baptist Church there, allowing some men and women of our community to come get up early and cook for these guys, and that's always a cool thing. Pre-game meal was provided by Lee's Chapel. I want to thank that church and that community out there for rallying around our Red Raider football team and providing that meal. And then finally, that post-game meal. Again, we've talked about win or lose, these guys need some nourishment after what they've done the last couple hours. So, you know, Alma Pro Wash, and that's becoming another common name that's been a sponsor this year for these post-game meals, and that's Alma Pro Wash. So we thank all those sponsors for being a part of Raider Nation and providing these meals. Coach, we're going to jump right into it. You know, we did have some, I can't imagine, you know, the scheduling aspects of the things we had to deal with. Administration, they started looking at the weather the first of the week and just watching and waiting, and other counties were making some earlier decisions for various reasons. And then, you know, we finally pulled the trigger on Wednesday and decided that we were going to try to play football on Thursday evening.
That's right. Yeah, that was a little different. It was
what type of input did you?
Well, you know, we
coach in East Laurel. How does that?
Yeah, we talked with them earlier in the week. You know, right off the bat, and with Coach Parker and Miss Williams and their AD and head football coach, and talked about doing it. Everybody saw the weather coming in, and so we sort of decided on Thursday, and then had that change on us a little bit, and then we didn't think we were going to be able to work it out to play, and then finally got Saturday. Finally, that they agreed on the time. We couldn't do it later on Saturday evening, so we could do it earlier, and they couldn't do it early. But then we finally figured out at 2 o'clock on Saturday. So
well, we're glad we got the game in for all parties. And again, the logistics of that when you're navigating two teams and especially one that's traveling 2.5 hours away. So you do have to be conscious of that. You know, just because you're the home team, you can't make every decision and set it in stone. But we did get that game in. It started at 2 p.m. Coach, I'll be the first to admit, and maybe that first half was a little sluggish for both teams.
It was. I'll be honest with you. You know, a different schedule. Mm-hmm. People don't realize it, but we wasn't in school, so we couldn't practice. So we practiced on Wednesday, and then couldn't practice Thursday and Friday. Now they could practice because they were in school.
That's right.
And a lot of people didn't realize that, but I thought our kids did a good job as well as you could do, you know. And it's just hard when you hadn't practiced for 2 days to come in, but both teams were sort of sluggish. I mean, just a different kind of deal, you know.
Different atmosphere, and that's the first thing I think about. And again, you talk about, I hear collegiate coaches talking about certain schedules and going and playing in different time zones and the acclimation to that, you know, you get in such a routine.
That's exactly right.
And we're all creatures of habit.
Exactly.
You know, from getting ready in the morning to whatever it might be. So when one little thing gets out of whack, it can, you know, make some changes mentally, and I think that's probably what we saw. It wasn't a lack of effort. I don't think it was just, again, just the time of day and all the changes that was made. But overall, I felt like we dominated the game most of the game, especially the second half. That third quarter, I thought we come out and did some good things. And
so the second quarter, we started getting some stuff that we could do, and finally started playing a little better, and you know, got up, and our biggest thing was, you know, getting up but letting them come back, and that was the big thing that you know, that we've tried to work on in practice. You got to play hard every play, you know, and not let them get back into it and things like that. And I think that was the main thing.
Right. Well, I think the news is out. You know, in the fourth quarter, we were up like 28-14, I believe, and like you said, we allowed them to go back down the field that one time and score a touchdown. And something interesting happened. They were attempting the point after attempt, which is a free kick essentially.
That's right.
And during that process, our defense stepped up and we blocked that kick.
That's right.
And the ball's fumbling around, and I've seen it over and over. You know, irregardless of what the rules is, kids are scrambling and jumping on the ball. That's just a natural reaction. Well, the East Lawrence didn't jump on it. They picked it up and run it in, and the referees called for that's a 2-point conversion.
That's right.
But Coach, tell us a rule on that.
Well, the rule is on a try, an extra point. Once the kick is blocked, it's a dead ball. So it should have the whistle. Actually, we thought we heard a whistle.
Yeah.
One of the officials said dead. It's dead, and we thought it was over with. And like you said, now on a field goal, you could actually, if it stayed behind the neutral zone, they can pick it up and do that. You know, because we have the ability to pick it up and run it back. So, but on extra point, it's supposed to be dead, and that's what the rule says. So, you know, just had to move on.
Had to move on, and it was tough. You know, when you're keeping them from getting that 1 point, so now they're 8 points down, and now they're 6 points down.
That's a big difference in a ball game. You know, you feel like you got a little bit more cushion. What you do, 2 points, but you know that if they score,
they have to
go for 2, and if they don't get it, you're going to win the ball game, or if they do, you're going to be tied.
That's right.
So
that's
a big.
That was with about 9 minutes to go in the game, and you know, our Raiders took the ball and ran a few plays. They got the ball back and drove the ball back down again. And we made a great defensive play near the goal line, about the 5-yard line, got an interception.
That's right.
And you know, in our minds, man, we've sealed the deal. You know, it's 28-22. Even after the mistake that the referees made, and you know, we're in the process of. I know I saw us go immediately into the victory formation, and it's tight quarters down there. Again, we're about at the 5-yard line. Quarterback don't have a whole lot of room to step back and kneel down, but he did it twice, and got us was about just inside the 1-yard line.
Right.
And man, one of the strangest plays I think I've ever seen, and people has probably seen it. We posted it online, and I know we've sent it to some different authorities to be evaluated, but it certainly appeared that our offensive line did not move. We did not snap the ball.
Right.
But somehow or another they
down on the goal line, you know, we were back inside the 1, so you know, we want to sit there a little bit longer and see if they jump, and they did.
They did.
We didn't move. We didn't snap the ball. The official said that the ball moved. I said, yeah, well, after they come over and hit our guy, then it would move. But it's just, you know, one of those things. And judgment call, you know, it could have been 1 or 2 things. Either it was a snap infraction on us because we didn't snap the ball all the way up, or either they're offside. So those are the 2
should have been a
things.
penalty either way.
Either way. It should have been either on us or them. And it
should have been a touchdown on that play, at least on that play.
Exactly. And then since the previous play where they got the 2 points, and then they picked the extra point and went up on us 29-28. So it was a gut punch. I'll just be honest with you.
It was for all of
everybody.
I mean, nobody. I mean, the stands. You could. It was again a strange situation, and I know you and we all have to be careful how we speak about the officials, and because it is a difficult job to do. But I guess there's certain plays that, man, you know, you rarely. We fuss at the refs, and we even talk about certain plays that these guys may run in a game. You're like, oh man, that was a difference in the game. He had just made that catch, but it really wasn't. But in this case, these couple plays actually made the difference in the game, and that's disappointing when the boys can't. I guess that's where I was disappointed, when the boys can't finish it on the field.
No doubt.
Take care of business. But let me ask you this, Coach. What do you tell you boys? You know, not so much immediately.
Well, you know, our kids did everything to win the ball game. I thought, you know, we played hard. We did the thing. We made mistakes. They made mistakes. It was one of those kind of games. But we did everything we did and left it out on the field. I'll be honest with you, I've never been in that situation before, so I didn't know. You know, in 34 years, I've never seen that. So it's sort of hard, but when we finally got in, you know, it was frustrating to everybody, and we probably didn't handle things the way we needed to a little bit, but finally got, you know, in there where we could talk about it and reflect about it, and things gonna happen like that in life. You ain't gonna know why it happened or what happened, and I know my mom and dad got cancer, and I didn't know why they had it, but that wasn't in my hands, so you know. Those are things in life that come along, and it's hard to get over. Heck, I got 4 hours of sleep all weekend, you know. I think 1 hour on Saturday night and 2 on Sunday. So, you know, so those things. But one thing is, we've come out this week and put it behind us. We've had the best week of practice we've had since I've been here. Attitude's been great. We picked up our effort. Wow. We learned from our mistakes. And as long as you can do that, then, you know, that's growing. So.
That's it. You know, it's a life lesson, like you just mentioned. And I talk to my students about that kind of stuff all the time. Life isn't fair.
It's not.
It really is not fair. And the older these kids get, the more they're going to see that. And they're going to have to, you know, strap their boots on and get up the next day and get after it, whether it's at work, whether it's with your family, it's for a sport or whatever. So I'm real proud to hear that that's what has happened this week. To me, you know, them having a great practice, or what you say maybe the best all week, and you saw their effort pick up and those types of things. So, Coach, y'all must have said and done something to help energize and just continuing to build the character of the team.
Well, it's just, you know, we felt bad about it. I mean, you know, and felt our kids have a lot of character. They, you know, they do. They have a lot of character, and it came out this week in the way they handled things, and I was proud of them for that, and our coaches did a good job of coaching them during the week, and you know, we're looking to play great Friday night.
That's awesome. And again, just to touch on that, I talked to my dad over the weekend, and I said, you know, you're dealing with 14, 15, 16, maybe 17-year-old boys, and that's just a difficult situation to put them in and expect them to react exactly how you would want them to. When us as the adults in the stands were like going nuts. You know, how do you expect the kids to not be emotional about it, and that's okay. But anyway, moving on. We're going to put that East Lawrence game behind us.
There you go.
You know, East Lawrence isn't going to get us in the playoffs. They're not going to get us that first, second, third, or fourth seed. You know, we got everything still ahead of us. Our region schedule, which will start in a couple weeks. But we're going to host this week. I'm going to mention their name, Johnson County Trojans. Is that correct?
I think so.
Coach, I don't know if Bacon County has ever played Johnson. If we had, I didn't go back on the historical site, but I know it's been a long time if we have. But I do want to mention first, this is homecoming week. We postponed, that was the first decision that was made last week, was we're postponing all homecoming festivities and placing them this week, which you'll see me in my yellow shirt. Today was Neon Day. We each class had a different color, and I'm a representative of the freshman class. So Monday was wore your homecoming T-shirt and some jeans day. Tuesday, I'm gonna have to ask for some help. What was Tuesday, Vidi? Tuesday's dress up.
I think so. No.
Athletes.
What was it? Yeah, athlete. Like yeah. So. Athletes and mathletes. Athletes and mathletes. And then yesterday was Celebrity Day. Kids had a lot of fun with that. Hopefully I'll have some pictures if it's when you come to the game Friday night. I want to get some pictures and put on the big board so folks can see what's went on. And again, today was a Neon Day. Tomorrow, as always, on Friday is Crazy Red and White Day. We always look forward to that. Have a big pep rally. get kids going, get them excited about what's going on, and hopefully have, again, a big turnout tomorrow night. This afternoon, again, we're recording this Thursday. This afternoon we'll be having the parade starting at the elementary school, and it'll end downtown. Got quite a few floats, quite a few cars. The band will be playing. Our homecoming court obviously will be represented there. So we want to encourage you to come out 5 p.m. on Thursday to be a part of that. And then ultimately it'll culminate, again, we have a pep rally on Friday, and it'll culminate at the homecoming game, which will, the court, the selection of the king and queen will start at 7 p.m., so get there a little early. I'd suggest about 6:30 to get you a decent seat, no later, so you can be front and center to watch those festivities. That takes usually about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to kick off with Johnson County. First, let me let you comment. You know, you've been coaching for 34 years. Right?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Most coaches, boy, they hate homecoming week because of all the distraction. But what do you think?
I always tell the kids, look, homecoming's for everybody else. We got a ball game to play. But it fires the guys up, and you know, we have a good crowd usually, and it's good to have people come back and celebrate Bacon County football. So we love it.
Well, what we're most looking forward is some good weather.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I think as of right now, in that looking at it now, we're gonna have some decent weather. It might actually be a little warmer than maybe it has been the last couple of days, but I don't think we got any rain in the forecast.
Yeah,
I think our band will finally be able to play on the field for our home crowd and those types of things. So we're definitely looking for some good weather. All right, so Johnson County Trojans. Coach, what little bit of research I've done, it looks like they're 5-0.
They are.
Pretty good start for them. They're in that single A Division 1. Is that correct? The smaller group of Division 1. They're ranked in the top 5.
They are.
And then, from my understanding, I get that Georgia High School football daily email every day, and I'm usually first of the week. They're shooting up stats, and I see this running back for Johnson County. He's racked up some.
They got a couple good running backs. I think they had 2 last year, and both of them are back, their fullback and their little wing back. Both of them rushed for over 1,000 yards last year, so they got a lot back, and good team. I think they're ranked 3rd or 4th in the state, and you know, we're excited about playing them and having them come in and getting to play. So
What kind of offense
they run a wing tee sort of offense. It's a little different. They run the option out of it a little bit more, and they like to run the sweep a lot and get those guys out in the thing. Defense, they run a 4-4 on defense and fly around, play a lot of man-to-man coverage. They're going to try to put everybody in the box and cover you up. So they got some good athletes, and like I say, they're 5-0, so they've been doing something right.
Well, I've been interested, you know, all season long. You know, we've been more consistent, I think, on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what I look forward to seeing as our defense match up against this team, because you know, it sounds like they got a little bit of speed, and especially if they're going to try to
No doubt.
down the perimeter, whether sweeps or whatever. But you know, our defense is pretty quick too.
Yeah, hopefully we'll you know, come out and play great. Like I said, we worked effort and fundamentals this week and have practiced this great. So I look for us to be around the football and have a bad attitude when we get there.
Coach, one last comment. How are we on injuries?
Yeah, we're banged up a little bit. Got a lineman that's banged up with groin. Travion didn't play this whole second half last week. Running back, Travion Richardson, he had a groin, and he practiced a little bit this week. You know, he was hobbled a little bit, but I think he's feeling a little bit better. Yesterday he practiced pretty well, so you know, trying to limit his reps a little bit, but. You know, DeAnthony Green, Moopy came in and did a good job. JoJo, Slade, you know, we've got several running backs, so you know, we feel like we can get after it. And the line's been doing a good job blocking, so hopefully we'll be able to open up some holes and then have some time to throw the ball. I think we're going to have to hit some shots. You know, they're going to play man. We're going to see if we can hit a few.
Yeah. Well, we definitely got some guys on the outside that can get down the field. So hopefully we can connect, score a few points, and win one for the Gipper this weekend. Right. It's always good to win on homecoming. Again, hopefully have a big crowd. I want to encourage you to come out and represent Raider Nation. We will be broadcasting live, but I always encourage you, home and away. Want you there in person so that these guys can hear your voice, see your face as you're supporting Raider Nation. But again, come out early. Again, festivities start at 7 p.m. for the homecoming court. and then the game will follow at 7:30 against Johnson County Trojans. Again, this might be history. A little bit of more history with that. That's the school Herschel Walker graduated
That's
from.
right.
And in my mind, he's the greatest collegiate player of all time. And if he had went to the NFL, he'd probably end up being one of the top
No doubt.
NFL backs, or if he stayed in the NFL longer, started and stayed there longer. But he's definitely one. I think he's the greatest college football player ever that graduated from Johnson County, little Wrightsville, Georgia. So a little fun fact there. So come out and support Raider Nation, Coach. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, appreciate that.
And we'll look forward to seeing you at the game.
Yes, sir.